Hey guys, so I just want to try to explain to you real quick the difference between the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And Raj here is going to hang out. Hey, you're not supposed to be in my bathroom while I am doing this. So, okay, so we're talking about the difference between harmonic resonance and dissonance. Harmonic resonance would be when the body is completely in alignment and it's all about frequency. You're operating optimally. All of your energy centers are in complete alignment. Each of your 7 energy centers, okay, affect the different parts of your body, from your mind to your root, your physical being. So the crown chakra would be your highest consciousness. The guy that says, okay, ego, I need to put you in check. You know, like, you need to stop thinking of yourself and like do something for others. That's your highest consciousness. Then your third eye represents your intuition and, you know, your higher senses, your ability to use logic and reason, and also intuition when you're assessing what you need to do or what is really going on in your reality. Your third chakra at your thyroid or your throat is your expression. And your heart center is compassion. Your solar plexus area, well, first your stomach obviously is sustenance. You have to eat to survive. Well, that's also debatable, but your solar plexus would be your creative energy, your material needs. And your root chakra would be your primal attraction, magnetic attraction, and sexual energy. So when all of these things are out of alignment, or not in harmonic resonance, you fall from grace. You are sinning. These are the 7 deadly sins, right? When you're not doing operating optimally over here. And when you're not, you experience pride, jealousy, vengeance, sloth, gluttony, greed, and sexual lust. So it's not sex or sexual energy that's the problem, which is the serpent energy. The problem is being in a state of lust where it's untamed sexual energy. And, you know, all of these things come about when we switch over from the tree of life, which is an automatic operating system, when you're in a state of compassion. You switch over to this tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is your mind, and your ego, which is suddenly thinking that it's going to play God and decides the difference between what's good and what's evil. And when we do this, we end up with this construct where we decide that the gods are all good, the angels are good, and then Satan is evil, and the devils, and then the church is good, but cult leaders are evil, and then government can be good or evil depending on what your opinion is. You know, it's all duality constructs. Religion, same thing, it's objective. Even food can be good or evil, organic or toxic. Then you have medicine, can be holistic and natural, or it can be big pharma, toxic. You know, war, obviously, we're constantly told that there's the enemy out there, we're the goodies and they're the baddies, right? So the truth is there's just people, and then there's an agenda, and then they use war to serve their agenda. So they create the duality constructs to pit people against one another, and then they create their wars so they can generate a profit. So this is the death paradigm. It's duality illusion, and it's operating under that illusory construct. It's all mind games. And it says in the Bible that when you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you shall surely die. Well, that's what that means. You are operating under this false paradigm, which is the Antichrist paradigm, whereas the tree of life would be the Christ paradigm, where you are a self-sustained individual, where you don't need any of these things because they're all mind constructs. Even food can be bypassed if you activate your Chrism, and that's a different topic, but the Chrism is actually the oils that come out of your brain, go down your spine every month when the moon is in your sun sign. For the individual, you release these oils, just like a woman on her period. So, different topic, but very important to understand that, because this is what the deepest secret has always been about, and why humans have been controlled. They keep you in this state of dissonance, call you a sinner, and say that your only salvation is external through a god or an entity, a person, and they cause you to worship idols, statues, even of Jesus, right? Jesus, the teacher, Yeshua, is the savior, and the teaching was what was important, not the man, because the teaching was what liberates the individual, but the worship of a man does not, because you're once again projecting externally for your savior, and that's the death paradigm, right? That's important for Christians to understand, and I'm afraid not many do. But the 7 chakras correspond to the 7 angels, and the 7 churches. These are the 7 churches mentioned in the Bible. They're talking about the 7 chakras, and they're saying that the 7 angels represent the 7 chakras, the spiritual being of the chakra, or the identity. These are just the names that they give in various languages. This would be Greek, right? And then you have the demons, which would be Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, Abaddon, Mammon, Belphegor, and Asmodeus. It's interesting because in the when I went to southern France, the main thing I was trying to do was to find out what this big secret was from the guy, Seigneur, the priest. You know, he rebuilt the church there, and he said there was this deep, dark secret that he discovered. And when you walk into the church, you see this guardian of Asmodeus, which is one of the demons, right? And above the door it says, "This is a terrible place," or "This place is terrible." And so he discovered the secret of the church, that all of that stuff that they're perpetuating is, in fact, designed to keep humans enslaved. So this is very simplistic, obviously, but that's what I'm trying to do, is make it simple so that people understand they are the tree of life. The individual is the tree of life, and it's your power that liberates you. It's when you decide that you are going to eat from the tree of life rather than the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's not to say that that there is no good or evil, but the good and evil is, we assign good and evil to everything based upon what causes more suffering. Obviously, anything that causes intentional suffering is considered evil. So it's not that good and evil are not real, but we can't live our lives focused on this illusory construct, projecting externally or seeking externally for our liberation. It is what it is. But over here, this inner focus is the Christ within that we're supposed to be focused on. And we're even told this by Jesus in the Bible, or Yeshua, that the Christ is within and the kingdom is within. It's up to us. There is no God that's done this for us, obviously, because people suffer all over the world right now, even Christians. So we aren't saved. Nobody saved us from anything. We're saved when we accept Christ as our Savior, not Jesus the man, but the Christ. And Yeshua represents the heart, compassion. This is where it all starts.